Welcome to part 2 of the video series on how to get listings. In this video, I'm going to break down 33 different listing sources, strategies, or ways to get listings. I'm going to cover everything. Now, I'm going to give you just my quick opinion or insight about that strategy. In the next videos, I'm going to pick one and I'm going to go deeper into the framework of how to master that lead source. So in this video, all you're going to do is I need you to be thinking, okay, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one, I like that one. And that's all you need to do. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted of the next video that I'm going to do. Now let's get started. So as a coach, one of the big problems that I'm dealing with is I refer to it as the riddle. Now, what do I mean by the riddle? The riddle is I got you as my coaching client. I got your strengths, I got your weaknesses, your background, your resources, your education, your experience, your knowledge. I got such a variety of what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. So I have you, the player on the field. Then I've got the market. And every market in North America is completely different right now with different trends and histories and price points and new construction and some expired snow FISBOs, this, that, the other, new, you get it. So there's the market trends that I got to deal with. And then there's the 33 strategies. So this video is really a chance for you to start to go, okay, there's me, there's the market, there's the strategies. What makes sense for me to go all in on? And this is such an important coaching moment, and a good coach will help you determine which is the right mix of lead sources for you to be all in on. That's point number one. Point number two is the difference between trying out a lead source. Oh, that's a good idea. I'll just give that a shot. No. Versus mastery. Okay, mastery is when I took the framework and I was like, okay, to have mastery requires all of these different elements that takes a tremendous amount of effort, puts a lot of time and energy and resources for you to create the mastery. But if you create mastery over any one of these lead sources, you now have the magic, thing that everybody wants in real estate. Consistency, certainty, and longevity. See, that's the game. So as you're going through these 22 things, I don't want you to be like, oh, that's a good idea, Patrick. I'll give that a shot. No. I need you to be thinking about you, your market, and whether or not that's one or two things that you're going to go all in on. And then in my future videos, I'm going to share with you the mastery framework so that you can now go get to work on making that one of your all-in lead sources that funds your financial future and certainty in this business. All right, so now I can get into the 33. So I've got my list here, so let's go through this thing as quickly as possible. And number one, past clients, repeat, and referral business. Now, most great agents in the marketplace, if I were to do a quick survey, hey, where are all your business coming from? If you're 5 years or more into business, pretty good solid chance that a percentage of it is repeat business. Buyers that bought with you are now selling their house. In the last 10 years, we've seen a huge amount of equity gain. So if you bought a house in the last 10 years, you've gained a lot of equity. If you've owned it for more than 3 or 4 years, you can take that equity with the lower interest rate and you can upgrade. Congratulations. So for all my great agents out there, if you're not getting a good amount of repeat business, mistake number one. Now, referral business from your past clients. This is where, as a coach, I see there's a great opportunity for increasing the number of listing referrals you can get. So we do need to be working on increasing the referrals from your past clients. Number two, your sphere of influence. I call it sphere. Some people call it center of influence. It doesn't matter. This is your community, people that you know, people, your friends, your family, your neighbors, the people you hang out with, play soccer with, whatever it is that you do. I'm going to ask you, are you getting new business. They're doing business with you for the first time. Your sphere is, and or they're referring you business. So are you having strong conversations, having great consultative conversations with the people in your community about real estate, such that you're earning their trust and they feel compelled to use you and or refer you, your sphere of influence? Number 3, around listings and sales. We all have heard the advice, you gotta get more business from every listing that you get. Of course we do. Yeah, sure. How, right, is the key question. So in the next video that I'm going to do for you guys, I'm going to touch this one. So I'm not going to spend much time on this, but we do need to have a campaign. There's a specific timeline. There's multiple communication strategies we can be applying so that you can find the next listing in the neighborhood of your existing listing and sale. Super important in 2021. Okay. Number 4, the I have a buyer marketing campaign, communication campaign to the neighborhood that your buyer wants to buy in. In 2021, we really need to be doing the I wrote an offer on your neighbor's house. They love your neighborhood. Have you had any thoughts of selling? That is a campaign that we all need to be executing at a high level right now. The I have a buyer is good. The I wrote an offer is really good. So let's get on that. Let's go. Number 5 is the geographic farm. If you don't have a geographic farm, you are losing money every single day. I've done an entire playlist on geographic farming on my YouTube channel, so please dig into that. I will cover that again, and I'm going to summarize the best practices and strategies for 2021 for you. But go right now to my other playlist on this topic and pick one and let's get to work, because it is easily one of the best listing strategies out there, but it takes some time, it takes some thought, and it takes a little bit of strategy. So it's not a short-term fix to anything, okay? Next, the wonderful book called The Golden Handoff. What am I talking about? If you haven't read the book, Golden Handoff, it's Nick, the author is Nick something. He's a great real estate agent. He basically outlines exactly what to do to help a retiring real estate agent hand over their database to you so that you can get more listings. This is a phenomenal strategy. One of my coaching clients just took a $9 million listing from the Golden Handoff strategy with the retiring agent who partnered with him, and this is his 3rd listing, and he just got a $9 million listing. This is an amazing strategy, helping the retiring agent give you their database and giving them a nice revenue resource for the next couple of years. Read it. It's awesome. Number 6 is the open house. Hello, the open house. So we've got COVID, so open house is a little bit more challenging. I did an entire video interview on virtual open house strategy. And in that video, Dave Robles is going to talk about how he's talking to neighbors, even with COVID in LA, with very strict regulations, how he's still meeting the neighbors to get the next listing. Prior to COVID, we were all doing the the mega open house, and we were inviting all the neighbors to come talk to us, and it was working very, very well. I even created a sign writer for my open houses that said, "Neighbors welcome." And when I would put up 5 or 6 of those inside the community, I would meet 5 or 6 neighbors every single time I did an open house, and it was phenomenal. Okay, so the open house to meet the neighbors. Let's go. Number 8, niche demographic seller strategies. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm referring to is right now we've got these older seniors who really are probably moving to assisted living. Could you target that group with a bit of information to help them? We've got the downsizers, these baby boomers who are in the 2-story, who've lived there for 20, 25 years. Kids are out of the house. They got the 2-story. They're probably going to follow the grandkids. We also have the trade up, the buy and sell at the same time. So we get this kind of younger millennial group who owns a condo, owns something, and they've got kids and they're ready to make that next move up. So you can find a niche demographic in your market that makes a lot of sense. I'm loving Property Radar for this. You'll hear me talk about this a lot because Property Radar gives us the demographic data. So where Remind just gives you property data, property history, details, and mortgage, Property Radar gives you that plus the demographic, which makes these niche demographic farms available to us. Really exciting stuff. Next, number 9 is seller seminars. So, big shout out to my buddy Dave Robles doing some seller seminars and producing some phenomenal results. So, I've got a great coaching client up in Portland. We are working on the seller seminar, and I've got a great client in Virginia. We're working on the seller seminar, and he used to kill it with a seller seminar before COVID, right? So then COVID hit, and it kind of reduced his show rate. So, as we're moving into 2021, we really need to think about the seller seminar. And now we have more freedom and space to get more people into a seminar and or just use the new online tools that we can do today. Super excited about this one. And I know it's going to work. It's already working in the marketplace. So something for you to think about. Next, number 10 is social media organic. What do you mean, Patrick, social media organic? Meaning your personal profile, your personal Instagram, and your personal LinkedIn profile. What messages are you providing in your organic social that explains the problem of what's going on with the market and is causing people to want to talk to you about their home or introduce you to opportunities? In the video in part 1, in part 1 of how to get listings, I talked about how to explain the problem of the market. You need to dig into that content, and that's what we should be doing in our organic social. Great opportunity. Next, number 11, YouTube video ads. So with YouTube, we can target homeowners inside of a geographic territory. And, as fair housing is starting to get in the way, that's okay. But with Property Radar, we can create that custom audience and go to YouTube and create a video ad. So when people are on YouTube, there's your ad talking about, hey, why now, what to do, how to do it with selling their home. What a great opportunity this is. Super excited for me personally. I'm going to explore this a lot this year and test and try a bunch of different messages. Gonna be fun. Good, let's go next. Facebook and Instagram ads. So I will tell you, if you think that you have a good offer, so some of these people have, the guarantee sale, this, people have constructed really high quality offers. If you have a good offer that is producing high quality listing appointments, then Facebook and Instagram ads makes a lot of sense. If you don't even know what I'm talking about with a good offer, then just skip this one because it's not going to work really well for you. Okay, so let's go next. Email marketing. Now, if I can help you guys out, email marketing is the one thing I really want most of you to figure out in 2021. I did a whole video on this about what I see is high quality email marketing that produces results. I love what my brother Tom says. The purpose of marketing is to book appointments. But when I talk to agents, they think the purpose of email marketing is to stay top of mind. No, it's not. Book appointments. So I did a whole video on that, but I'll tell you one thing that we all should be doing right now is we should be doing the buyer needs email and sending it to our database and saying, I have a buyer and it's Susie and Bob. This is what they're looking for. I've written an offer for them. They're a great couple. If you know anyone who's thinking about this, let me know. We should be doing that once a month, minimum standard, getting listing opportunities. Next, home service referral partners. Now, what are you talking about, Patrick? One of my great Tom Ferry coaches, Mr. Mike Shum, he was amazing. He was sharing to me and my business partner, Kai, who is my wife's father, and we all work together as a team here in San Diego. But Mike, knowing that Kai is the ultimate Rolodex, he has the best Rolodex. If I need anything, hey, I need a roofer, I need a plumber, I need a handyman, I need a contractor, I need some weird nuanced thing that I never even knew about on homes, he's got him. So what Mike Shum was telling us is, hey, you should be getting a certain number of referrals from all of those vendors. And he shared with us the magic script, and it was the just one script. And he said, I know you know a lot of real estate agents. Therefore, all I ask for is just one referral this year. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Number 15, BNI Groups. Business Network International. Some of you know what that is. Most of you probably don't. But if you have a professional network, any networking that you do with professionals inside of your community, right, Chamber of Commerce, so on and so forth. This is where last session where I covered the how you explain the problem of the low inventory environment, this is where you guys need to up your game. So my coaching client Wes, who does the BNI group, I need you to up your game with how you explain the problem and do that to your BNI network so we can increase the number of seller referrals for you. Everybody, up your game on that. Let's go. Number 16, expired, canceled, withdrawn, of course. So I don't need to elaborate on this. Every coach on the planet talks about this thing. I would just tell you to look for some of the niches. So if we went back to when COVID hit hard, a lot of people took their home off the market. It's a great opportunity to talk to them today, right? Prices went way up. Inventory is still low, so it's a great opportunity. We pretty much have solved the protocols for selling their home safely. Lots of great news to share with those people today, okay? Next is the non-owner occupied. Now, I did do another video of this on my channel, so go check that out. But with Property Radar, I'm having so much fun looking at some of the different niches in the non-owner occupied or the absentee owner. So we definitely need to be on that group in 2021. Next is the for rent by owner. So shout out to Ren Jones of Vulcan 7. Some of you know about Vulcan 7, and they give you the for rent by owner. So someone posts a home for rent and they advertise their phone number. But in 2021, with this low inventory, let's give them a call and just say, hey, I saw that you got the house for rent. Obviously, you're aware that we can get you where there's 20 buyers out there today that want to write an offer on your home. Have you had any thoughts of selling, any consideration of that? Of course, we should be making that call right now. Next, the for sale by owner. Now, I don't need to spend a lot of time on this. I will debrief this because I've had a huge amount of success myself personally and helped a lot of people with this. And I will just tell you that there's some people who are absolutely going to do it on their own. And then there's some people who just had too much wine last night and was on Zillow and pushed the button and they don't know an agent. So I'm going to show you how to just get the easy ones. We should all be getting at least 1 to 2 FSBOs a year from that strategy, from just my basic strategy, the for sale by owners. All right, so I'm on number 20. So here we go. We're almost done. Okay. Number 20 is the home value leads. So there's quite a few services out there from the, I think it's called Listings to Leads or HomeValueLeads.com, right? A bunch of different services are offering these. Mostly they're Facebook ads saying, would you like to learn more about the value of your home? Here's the most important thing that I've learned in the last 5 years of the strategy. If you do not have a long-term nurture program, most likely this is a waste of time. Now, depending on your market, some of you may be like, well, Patrick, I've gotten listings from this. Well, first, how many? How many did you buy? How many listings did you take over what time frame? Because I believe that you could get listings, but I'm just curious how the numbers really play out. But I do firmly believe if you have a good long-term nurture program, It would be great if you had some video integrated into that nurture program and you were willing to invest in the short term to get all of those leads into your nurture program, that this is a great strategy. Okay, but I don't think most agents, they don't think about it that way. They think, I got the home value lead, I should be able to call them, go spend 30 minutes, do a CMA and go deliver it and have a good chance of listing that property. That is fantasy land. That's not how this works. Okay, so we'll talk more about that. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm not going to cover that in my series. So if you have any questions, put it in the question and I'll help you with that. Let's keep going. But what's interesting, number 21 on online lead generation for sellers is the Google listing service. So if you don't have your Google My Business profile set up, now if you do, and you notice that you can run an ad off of your Google My Business page, there's this thing called the Google Listing Service. Shout out to the guys at Ylopo. If you have a pay-per-click manager, you need to be all over this. They're getting seller phone calls for about $25 per phone call. That's really good right now. This is a hot topic. This is right on the cutting edge. Definitely look into that. Next, I wrote down is probate. I've got a great coaching client right now where we're building her probate sales funnel because it's such a longer term process. We're working on the emails and the phone calls and the direct mail, the whole process. She's already really good at the probate. We know that the probate is going to continue to grow in this next decade with all of the older baby boomers who didn't set up a trust, don't have a will, and their property estate is going to have to go through the court to the executor. So we know that this is going to continuously be a good source of listings in your marketplace. Let's go. Number 23 is divorce attorneys and or asset managers or trust attorneys. Okay. I have a great divorce attorney friend that I play beach volleyball with here down at Del Mar, and he basically said to me, hey Patrick, let's go get a beer and let's talk about you helping me with some of my needs with getting some of these clients home sold. Great. See, the relationship of the divorce attorney is valuable. I have a great coaching client who knows someone who works at an asset company that manages trust. He gets 4 to 5 listings every single year from that relationship. So take a look into your network and look for this opportunity. Let's go. Number 24, mass direct mail. Now, shout out to my great buddy Andy C. up in the Bay Area. He sends out, I think, somewhere around 100,000 pieces of mail per month. Now, most of you are like, oh my gosh. He started with probably 500. Then he probably went to 1,000. Then he started making some profit, and then he went to 2,000. So what I want you guys to think about is there's really a skill here too. See, Andy loves copywriting. He loves influence and persuasion. The great direct mail people love the art of direct mail. So there's the art of direct mail, and then there's the science of the numbers. So if you could scale that up, this is a phenomenal strategy, but it's a pay-to-play game. Let's keep going. Number 25 is radio ads. So Tom has talked about radio ads to a lot of the great coaching clients. And I know in my marketplace, shout out to Chris Heller. Heller was doing a bunch of radio ads and he was creating a lot of listings for his team here in San Diego. So we know this works. Obviously, it's a pay-to-play game. So for some of my bigger agents out there who have have additional marketing budgets, something that you should consider getting in the game on. All right, let's go. Number 26. I wrote this down just as an investor distressed strategy, really the driving for dollars. So if you were to talk to a bunch of real investors, flippers, they drive for dollars, meaning that they're driving down the street, they see a property that has been distressed, And then what they do is they then write the address down and they do everything they can to find that owner and communicate with that owner so they can make an offer to that owner so that they can buy the home from the owner so they can flip it and sell it. So in your marketplace today, stop letting them get all of those opportunities. And instead, as you're driving down the street, just stop and then write down the address. Go skip trace it. Go communicate with that seller. Figure out how you can help them. Don't let the investors make all the money in your neighborhood on that. Let's go. Number 27, cold calling and cold door knocking. Now, most of you guys know, my father is the godfather of real estate training and coaching, cold calling and door knocking. He has helped so many people build huge listing businesses if they would just be willing to do cold doors on a regular basis and or cold calls and to learn and master that system. We know it works, but are you the right personality type? Do you have the right market? Is this the right fit for you? That's the key question. Let's go. Number 28, REO Short Sales, Notice of Defaults. What we have today is forbearances. Now, I personally don't think that we're going to see any REOs coming to the market with all the forbearances. Pretty sure that is not going to happen. I studied a lot of what happened in the downturn. I studied a lot of the policies that the government has taken, what the big banking institutions, what they've learned. They all learned a lot of lessons. They're not going to foreclose on what's going on today. They're going to do everything they can to make sure that people stay home. That doesn't mean that the forbearances wouldn't be interested in selling and cashing out with all that equity and going and doing something new. So I don't expect any foreclosures. I don't expect any REOs, but the forbearances is a unique opportunity. If you can think through a good value proposition and an offer to open up a conversation to review their options, I think that's very interesting. Look forward to talking more about that. Next, number 29 is new construction. New construction spec home builders and or small builders. Okay, I helped a very high-end LA coaching client of mine. He would drive for dollars, find a new construction project. We built a letter campaign and we picked up listings that were worth 5, 10, 15, 20 million dollars because we found the project and communicated directly with the owner to get the listing. Amazing. Now, or small builders. I have a great coaching client, Kirstine, in Texas, and there's a lot of small builders there, so we are working on her value proposition to them for them to give her their listing. And so we're working on that because I think that's going to be a great play for her. Okay? Is that in your market? Is that in your wheelhouse? Let's go. Number 30. We're almost there and it's 28 minutes right now. So number 30, agent referrals. Guys, if you have not figured out that agent referrals is one of the best strategies in the business, you're completely missing the boat. Here's why it's the best strategy. Because you get to go network and create relationships with all the wonderful agents around the country outside of your marketplace and have great, positive, supportive peer group relationships that get you clients. Hello, I'm killing with all my coaching clients on this strategy. They are loving me because I got them on this. It's just high quality of life, mastermind groups, role play partners, and referrals. Hello. Get on that, please. Next, number 31 is Nextdoor. Okay? Two things I want you to think about on Nextdoor. Okay? Is be resourceful in the community, meaning provide lots of resources to the people in the community. And then B, right? One of my coaching clients, big shout out to Adrienne Small, she's doing video market updates, questions into the group because she is going for it inside there. Now, I don't know about the ad campaign. I'm not sure that's worth it, but it's still pretty cheap. So check it out, but I don't know much about the results from that. But just being participating, putting content in there, being resourceful, being a good part of the community is totally going to work. All right, let's go. Number 32 is having an iBuyer program. Now, I watched a great video from the founder of, I think it's Zavi or Vavi, where they are an iBuyer program where they give that white label to us real estate agents, top teams, and brokers so that we can offer an iBuyer program to our homeowners. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Nate Leidy in Scottsdale, is working for one of the brokers that has one of these services. He's killing it with listings because he's letting sellers know, hey, do you want me to bring you the cash as is offer right now? And then he gets there and then he also takes a look at the property and says, let me show you in the net sheet if I were to list it, and pick any one of these options. He's crushing it with listings, leveraging an agent iBuyer program. Okay, last thing, number 33, here we are, is the guaranteed sale program. Been talking to my Tom Ferry coach just today. We're really looking at how could I orchestrate a guaranteed sale program for the trade up, the sellers who want to buy up, and what can I do to guarantee that they can have a cash offer on the back end. Or one of my great coaching clients does bridge loans up in the Bay Area, giving the buy sell at the same time people the opportunity to go buy that next house, leveraging financial tools and tactics. So the bridge loan, great tool in this process. So what are you doing to solve that big problem? All right, guys, 31 minutes, 33 strategies on how to get listings, different tactic, different ways. In the next video, I'm going to dive into the just listed, just sold. Again, if I can help you with anything, if you're interested in coaching with me, let me know. Jump into the description box below. And hey, I hope that was fun. Man, I put a lot of energy in that. And let's get rocking and rolling because we need more inventory in 2021. All of us need to get on this. Talk to you later.